Hello. I hope that you are happy, healthy, and sane today. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's 12:08. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you are watching this video. I hope that you're doing well. Oh, that's a good view. That's good right there. I think I'll stay right here. All right. Look at my son over there. He's doing pull-ups. He is doing some pull-ups over here by this fence. He's using the fence for pull-ups. He just started wanting to do pull-ups, so he's practicing. I'm so happy that he's inspired to want to challenge himself, right, by doing pull-ups, because that's not easy. Hello, come on in. I hope that you are happy, healthy, and sane today. God has blessed us with another wonderful, glorious day. So because God has done that, right, we have to be in a state of gratitude, right, for that. No matter what obstacles, whatever issues and problems that we're going through, right? It doesn't matter, because you woke up this morning, right? And someone else didn't wake up this morning, right? And because of that, we are so thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have another day, right? To be able to accomplish our goals and to do all of the things that we want to do, right? How's it going, Kobe? How's it going? How's it going? It's going good? Yeah. All right, now come on. Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's not stop, right? Let's not stop. So I just wanted to say that and be of encouragement, right? And life is so short. We really should be just focusing on positive things, right? And that's going to help with the weight loss. It's going to help with the waist loss, right? It's going to help with so many things in your life, right? Doing the right things, of course, right? Staying prayed up, right? Living the way that God intended you to live, right? Fulfilling your purpose as much as we possibly can on a day-to-day. And that's work. It takes work, right? Now, my son, he'll rather be home playing video games, right? Hey, maybe I would too, right? But it's very important that we get our physical activity in, okay? So find the things that you like to do and implement them into some form of physical activity, right? Me personally, I love to walk, right? So I will walk. Hello. Thanks for coming in. I will walk as much as I can, okay, to the store, right? I walk to Kroger. I'm gonna walk to Walmart. I just found out that there's a sidewalk where I can walk to Walmart. So I'm gonna be walking to Walmart now, okay? Simple, just walking, okay? The main thing that we wanna do is during this winter season, right? We wanna make sure that we're building up our immune system as much as we possibly can, okay? And the way that we're gonna do that is direct sunlight, okay? Do you see? I don't need a filter or anything, because the sun is my filter, okay? That sun is seeping right and absorbing right inside of me, giving me vitamin D, okay? A free, natural resource that we need to be using more and more each and every day. We need to be, hello, how Ada? I'm so thankful that you decided to join me on my live. I'm talking about the benefits of the sun and how important it is for us to get as much sun exposure as possible. If you have melanated skin like me, you really need to be out in the sun as much as you possibly can. Okay? And our skin is okay to endure the sun, right? So when we have a lot of people in the winter seasons, I don't know if you're experiencing winter where you are, but we're not even in the winter yet. We're in the fall. We haven't even crossed over to the winter yet. And you have a lot of people who have COVID issues already. You have people who have bronchitis issues, flu issues, colds. They're hacking and coughing, and we're not even in the winter season yet, right? And it's because they don't get enough sun exposure. It's very important that we get enough sun exposure. We have to be out in the sun as much as we possibly can, because in the winter season, we don't get as much sun coming out, right? The sun doesn't peak out as much in the winter. So whenever you're out and about, whenever you're home and you look on your calendar for the weather and you see where there's a sun exposure, you need to be outside, okay? Yeah, I got a really nice tan, all right? I love the skin that I'm in, okay? And there's so much more than just, it's so many benefits, right, to the sun, right? It creates a happy gene for us. So we have a lot of people who are going through depression, right? We have a lot of people who have stress and anxiety issues, right? And not to say that I don't have a down day, right? But whenever I do have a down day, I come out here in this sun and get sun exposure, right? And I don't have to do anything strenuous, right? Just take a nice walk in nature, okay? Wherever there's a sidewalk, wherever you're safe, even if it isn't a sidewalk, just make sure that you're safe and the sun is out, get that exposure. Build up your vitamin D levels for the winter, okay? Because in the winter, we're not gonna have as much sun exposure, right? You may get a peak of it every now and then, but if you're at work, if you're at school, right, you may not can get out and get it. So when you have a free day, right, on your day off and there's some sun exposure, you need to be out in that sun as much as possible because you're building up your vitamin D levels, okay, as much as you can. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. I have a lot of information that I want to share with you, okay? I am working on my health each and every day, and it's a job, right? We know that. This is a job. This is not something that we can just do every now and then. We have to be so much consistent. So I'm here to encourage you and motivate you, right? And we're here to encourage and motivate each other, right? That's what we were put on this planet, to encourage and motivate each other as much as we possibly can, right? So that's what I'm here for, all right? So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like and share this content. Today, what we're gonna be doing today, so I'll be coming on live periodically. Today, we're gonna be I'm gonna teach you how to open up young coconut, okay? And we're gonna make some, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ada. I really appreciate you. And I'm gonna subscribe back to you, okay? So I appreciate it. And I hope you have a blessed day today. I'm gonna teach you how to open up a young coconut, okay? And I taught you how to open up a green coconut as well. So the young coconut, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our own yogurt, non-dairy, right? Because the dairy causes inflammation, right? It causes mucus, right? So you hear a lot of all that hacking going on, excuse me. But all of that is mucus. When you have runny nose and all that, too much mucus going on in your body. It's too much inflammation. So we're thinking of ways and how we can be proactive, right? And make our own natural coconut almond yogurt. When you try this, it's going to be life-changing. It is so delicious. Put a little bit of fruit on top of it, right? And make a nice parfait is what you're going to make, okay? I love ice cream, okay? I'm an ice cream. Every time I just love cookies and cream, ice cream. But I get whenever I feel like I'm craving too much ice cream, I say, okay, let me go get this young coconut and get me some almonds, because this will satisfy that taste and that urge. Yes, it's just, I tell you, it's so delicious, Ada, oh my goodness. That's one of our weaknesses, right? So being that we're consciously aware of that, let's try to find ways that we could not necessarily stop eating the ice cream, but what we're gonna do is we're not gonna go to it as much, right? And we're gonna use other alternatives, right? That's going to give us the satiation We just need that taste, right, of that creamy effect, right? And the coconut almond yogurt is going to give us what we need, right? So I'm going to do a demonstration on how we're going to open up that coconut, that young coconut. What we're going to do is we're going to scrape the meat out of the coconut, because the coconut meat has so many different minerals and essential vitamins in the coconut meat itself. Oh, it's so delicious and it's so good for you. So you're not only getting, you're getting the coconut meat, which of course, you know, coconut meat is brain food. Okay. So you have a lot of people as they age, they get dementia, they get Alzheimer's, things of that nature, because they're not eating brain food. And you're going to find that in the coconut meat and the coconut, the MCT oils, right? That comes from the coconut. We really need to be implementing this into our system every day. We need to be in a position where we're doing that, honestly. Because what we're doing is we're not thinking about just today, we're thinking about our future self, right? As we get older, the body is going to slow down. So if the body is going to slow down, right, the bones get a little weaker, things of that nature. The brain cells start to go away, so to speak, right? And we want to rebuke this, right? Because really, honestly, we could create the type of body and we could strengthen our brain all through work, right? It's just going to have to be some consistent work on our end. And we have to start now. And it doesn't matter where we are in life, right? It doesn't matter. It's just us making the change, right? I'm acidic, so I'm trying to do whatever I can to get from acidic to non-acidic, right? When you've gone through your life eating a bunch of bad things, your body can't help but to be acidic. But the body is such a beautiful thing, right? As long as you really take the time, care, and consideration to make some changes, right, in your lifestyle, right, and your eating habits, and you'll see the transformation. You'll see the bowel movements come through a whole lot more, all right? Every time you eat, bowel movement, right? Even but when you wake up in the morning, bowel movement, because your body is working through at night, right? Creating a bowel movement. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, that bowel movement, and then if you eat something, when you wake up for breakfast, you're breaking your fast with fruit, right? Water and fiber, okay? And that's going to create another bowel movement. So we're taking all of these things and we're filtering it in through the organs, and we're getting all of the waste out of the cracks and the crevices of the organs, right? Because it's just poop stuck there that needs to be cleaned out. So this takes time, right? This is not going to happen overnight. You're talking about years of waste that's sitting in our body, right? And you're talking about parasites too, that you get from fish and you get from meat, right? All of these parasites are multiplying in our system. They're creating eggs and having babies, and they also are pooping in our bloodstream, all of this. So every day we have to make sure that we're working to make sure that our bloodstream is clean, because the parasites are literally taking all of our nutrients on a day-to-day basis, right? And we don't want that. We need the nutrition, right? But the parasites, they're taking everything. They're taking over our body. And we don't want that. So that's why we have to get rid of them in a waste format, right? That's why we have to be out in direct sun, and we have to eliminate toxins as much as possible, because we come across toxins every day. How are the toxins being released out? We need to be out sweating. We need to be out in the sun as much as possible, okay? If not, where does all of that where is it going to be stored? inside. It doesn't need to be inside. It needs to be outside. So every day we have to be constantly working on ourselves. You know, it's just working on yourself, right? So I wanted to come on and be of encouragement. You know, today is going to be all about health and wealth and all of that good juicy stuff. So when I'm done with the basketball court with my son, right, I'm going to do a little bit of a workout a little bit. When I'm done with him, we're gonna stay out probably for about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours with him. Okay, all right. And all he's doing is he's just working on some drills here. Okay, now he's not the type of person that likes to work out so much. I have to motivate him to do it. So it's people in our lives that we have to motivate and encourage to work out. But it's okay as long as they get it done. It's for their best. It's for their own good, right? Their best interests. So when I get home from this workout, okay, I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna go live again, and we're gonna open up that coconut, that young coconut. We're gonna go ahead and get that open. And our almonds, when you get some almonds, I get the organic. If you can't get the organic, that's fine. You need to actually take a cup of almonds, okay, and you need to saturate that with water. Soak it in water for a couple of hours overnight if you can. The longer you soak your almonds, the better, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the skin off of the almonds, okay? That may be a little bit time consuming, but when you do stuff like this, you can just listen to an encouraging, motivational something, okay? That's going to help your spirit to want to take better care of yourself, okay? Turn on some music, jazz music, whatever, right? Turn on the audio Bible, right? And listen to it while you peel the skin off of the almonds, okay? And that may take a couple of minutes to do, right? But look how you have your time management. You got something in spiritual. You listen to something soothing, right? You've listened to your thoughts, right? And you're preparing a really nice, healthy snack. You're gonna create a really nice parfait, all right? So we're gonna learn how to do that. We're gonna also do some juicing. We're gonna juice some watermelon, right? And we're gonna clean some vegetables, and we're gonna meal prep for the week, because that's how we're gonna be successful. We're successful by getting off our butts and not watching TV, right? And we prepare for a successful week. We make that happen, okay? So I want you to be good to you, all right? I'm gonna I want you to make sure that you join me. If you missed the live, of course, I'm gonna make sure everything is saved so you can always come back to it. So we're gonna make some coconut almond yogurt, okay? And we're gonna clean some vegetables. We're gonna talk health and all that stuff like that, okay? And if I could think of anything else, of course, I'll incorporate that into some other videos. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Yes, you just start. Yeah, you just start right where you are. Right where you are. Hello, Mona Gina. Thank you, Ada. Thank you for subscribing. Okay, you start wherever you are. It doesn't matter. You start wherever you are, right? I hope that y'all have a wonderful, blessed, and healthy day. Remember that you are altogether beautiful and there is no defect in you, right? And don't allow anyone to tell you anything different, because that's biblical. And that's all we listen to is the word, okay? All right, so thank you so much, okay? I want y'all to be good to yourselves, okay? And I will see you on the next one, all right? Bye.